What's going on? What's going on? Yo, this is the first episode of All Sides of the Coin, Tice. It's been a long time coming.
Long time, real long
Man, I'm
time
trying to
coming,
tell
man.
you, man.
Yeah.
So, yo, All Sides of the Coin's a new podcast that's coming to you, that's here on YouTube now, and we'll be getting into other platforms in the future. Let me give you a rundown of what All Sides of the Coin is. All Sides of the Coin is a podcast that's about seeing things through other people's lenses, not just your agenda, not just your way of thinking. It's three sides to a coin, right? It's the heads, tails, and then it's the ridges. So you have to understand something. To be able to see all sides of the coin, you have to step outside of your comfort zone and put someone else's lenses on so that you can see it from their point of view. And I know that's hard for a lot of you immature people. That's why this podcast is not for you. This is for the mature and high thinking and high level thinking. People. It's not for the immature and the scared and fearful people. All right. So if this ain't for you, you can just go ahead and just pat. What Hov say? You don't like what we doing? Fine. It costs you nothing. Pay me no mind. Right. So just keep it moving. So that's what this is about. So let me introduce myself. My name is Jay Allen.
And my name is Tyson Singletary.
I am CEO of Higher Realm Entertainment, Larry and I Media, producer for AZ Prodigy Raekwon Blackston, B1 Architect, and so many other things that I got going on, man. There's too many to name right now.
And I am the vice president of Higher Realm Entertainment, which is a successful independent record label based out of here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I'm also co-owner of CTE Entertainment, and which is an events and promotion parties, which we throw parties and concert events as well. And also, I'm a proud Penn State graduate.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So Tice, man. How was your week?
My week was good, Jay. It was busy, but it was good. But all I was thinking about was all sides of the coin and getting into this discussion about trades versus college.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. Speaking on that, that's what the podcast is about today. Is about college versus trade, man. We're getting into it.
Yes.
This is a touchy issue because a lot of families that went to Ivy League colleges and major colleges throughout the world, they feel like, college is the only route, but that's only seeing one side of the coin. And on this podcast, we like to see all sides of the coin. We believe the trade is great as well. So, Tice, you went to college, right?
Yeah, yes, I did.
4 years, Penn State, bachelor's degree, right?
Yes.
When you came out of college, did you get a job in what you went to school for?
No, I'm going to be honest with our audience and everybody else. No, I didn't. Once I graduated right out of college, I did not have a job in what I went to school for and what I graduated with in my major, Jay.
Wow, which was journalism, right?
Yeah, it was journalism.
Okay. So when you came out to the market, how was the market at the time? You know what I mean?
The market at the time was good because, so you got to realize when I was going there to Penn State and everything, they had job fairs.
Okay.
They had job fairs for your majors, and they had job fairs for the whole entire school, right?
Right.
I got a job offer through the job fairs for entire school, not through my major. Now, when I went through the job fairs through my major, I had several different interviews. I had some promises made that was unkept. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Wow.
And I ended up getting a job through the major job fair through Penn State. So no, I did not have that job through my major, what I had. But the job market was a lot better then. We're talking about the late 90s, Jay.
Right. Yeah, man. And the thing is, a lot of kids are coming out of, they're looking at it different right now. Right now is in 2025. We came out 90, 91, 95. We don't want to tell our age anyway. But, you know what I mean? So it's like, we came out during the 90s. So right now, kids are now creating podcasts. They're creating so many different streams of revenue that they're looking at it like, man, why do I got to go and accumulate all this debt? You know what I'm saying? Just to live the American dream. So, in 2025, both college and trade school offer viable paths to careers, but they cater to different needs and preferences. College provides a broader education and potential for higher long-term earnings, while trade schools offer specialized hands-on training on specific careers with quicker entry into the workforce. The best choice depends on individual career goals, learning styles, and financial situations. You know what I mean? I think everybody's going to key in on that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to read that off, and then I want to read the pros and cons for college versus trade as well. But the hands-on training, I think a lot of kids is like your son, Craig, right?
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
electrician. He believes in doing hands-on. He don't like the book stuff.
Yeah.
So, again, college wouldn't work for him, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you think the perfect balance is for this?
I think the perfect balance for college to trade, I'm going to break it down for everybody. This is my thoughts, what I think. For college versus trade, it should at least be 50-50. As Jay talked about, there are certain degrees and certain programs that you got in college that you have to go and get a 4-year degree for. But there's a lot of other degree programs in college that college students are going to that are not going to be able to make them the money in the 21st century. So while they're in school, I think the guidance counselors, teachers, and hear what I'm saying, everybody, the parents need to make a choice. And you need to really look at your child and see what are they into? What are their strengths and their weaknesses? Because it could be trade as well. And trades have a lot of great opportunities, less debt, and a lot of other opportunities for a great program and a great career going forward.
That's real. That's real. So we're gonna get into the pros and cons, right? You know, so we get into pros and cons, you know, of all of this. And here's the pros as far as college. College offers a wide range of career options, potential for higher earning potential in the long run, opportunities for advanced degrees, masters, PhDs, and a broader educational foundation. Now, the cons to college can be very expensive, time consuming, I'm sorry, let me repeat that. The cons for college can be very expensive, can be more expensive and time consuming than trade school, with a longer period before entering the workforce. Some college graduates may face unemployment or underemployment. Now, that's a little scary and crazy right there. Now, trade schools, here's the pros. Generally more affordable and shorter programs, leading to faster entry into the workforce, hands-on learning experiences, high demand for skilled tradespeople in various fields. The cons may have limited career options compared to college, and some trades can be physically demanding. So my thing is this, you know, and I don't, again, I pulled this from the internet. I don't want to lie, right? So we don't know who wrote this. You know, this could have been a college person writing it. Could have been a trades person. We don't know, right? Because the thing is, a lot of times when it's leaning a little bit, you can find out who's writing it.
Yeah.
Because it's leaning towards
you
their
can.
agenda, right?
Okay.
So I believe that it's a 50-50 thing. I don't believe that like trade is a higher risk. I don't believe that. I just don't believe it. I mean, you have people that's coming out getting trade certifications in HVAC, and they're making 100,000 a year, right?
Yeah. Easily 6 figures. Yeah.
Easily 6 figures. So I don't think it's a bad thing, man. You know, for trade. I think it just needs to be the perfect balance, and I think it needs to be it's based off the kid, because everybody's not built for college. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not built for college, right, Tice?
No, they're not. They're not. Everybody's not built for college. And this is what I'm trying to say with the parents and the guidance counselors. You have to get out of that mindset that the only way to achieve the American dream in America in the 21st century is to go to college. There is many other options with the trades. There's other things that other careers that people can get into that they can succeed without going to college. College is not one box, one fits all to achieve this dream.
All right. So according to Richard Walquist, Chief Executive Officer at ASA, the time has come to radically rethink how we're preparing America's future workforce. Again, I'm gonna repeat this, y'all. This is, you know, he's sounding the alarm right now. The time has come to radically rethink how we're preparing America's future workforce. Okay? Americans are clearly concerned that colleges and universities are failing to equip students with the workplace relevant skills that employers need. These results underscore the importance of educators, policymakers, parents coming together now to develop, fund, and support programs designed to prepare young people for the jobs of today and the future world of work. Again, I'm repeating this again. These results underscore the importance of educators, policymakers, parents coming together now to develop, fund, and support programs designed to prepare young people for the jobs of today and the future. That's it, period, point blank. So choosing the right path is key but finding out what your, like Tyson said, what your child's strengths and weaknesses are is very important. Monitoring your child from K-5 all the way through 12th grade is key. For a lot of us, and no knock towards nobody, I'm just speaking the truth. We have kids, and then we go. The kids is here, they're in first grade or K-5. My job is over. No, you're a parent. You got to do their homework with them. You got to spend time with them. You got to show up to parent-teacher meetings. And here's the truth: as parents, we also got to make better decisions of who we lay down and have children with, because that's going to affect us in the long term. Because I hear a lot of parents say, "Well, I got to work. What you want me to do?" Well, if you I like to do pre-parenting, therapy one day. I would love to just do this with people, because people don't understand that before you lay down with somebody in bed, y'all need to be talking about where y'all gonna raise this kid at. You know what I'm saying? Where's this kid gonna go to school at? Because that's why people are running into these situations. They're not thinking. Everybody's just thinking and they want to just jump right in bed, and then they have a kid, and then they're like, man, I can't make it to parent-teacher meeting, man. I got to work 4 jobs. I got to work. Well, why is that? Why is that? Maybe if you would have made better decisions, you wouldn't have to make. I'm just being real, and I'm not throwing rocks, because I'm what I'm saying. I've sinned. I've done wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I have children out of wedlock, things of that nature. But what I'm saying is, we have to all make better decisions, and this is for the future. Because we can't go back, right? We already made our mistakes. We can't go back. So this is for the future generation.
Yes.
Make better decisions.
Yes.
And if you're not ready for a child, don't have a child. Just don't have it. Don't have a child until you know you're ready. And you should sit down with the mate and the person that you're going to have the child with, and y'all need to discuss the child's future, because it's so important. Because like Tice, you was in that mission. You said it. When you go to urban schools, right? And it's parent-teacher night, the stats are low.
Real low.
When you go out to suburbs,
suburban school is packed like a laundromat.
You told me it was packed like a game was going on.
Like a game was going on. And you had parents in there questioning the teachers, asking about their child, asking about their education, asking about what can they do for them to go forward, what can they do to help them succeed. And that's what we need as well at the urban schools as well, to get back to that. Now, I know there's different barriers. Don't get me wrong. I know there's different things. But listen to what Jay is saying. We have to try to plan things out differently. Be there for your child. If the child is here present now, try to find a way to be at those meetings, at the things, talking to the teachers, right? Don't look at them as your enemy, because this could be the big difference. And if they succeed once they graduate from high school, they can make this right decision. This is why at all sides of the coin, we're talking about bringing you college to trade, because we want to give you all this information so that you know, but you got to be present.
You have to be present. You have to be present. So what we're going to get into right now, the crisis is real. College closures are accelerating. I'm going to say that again. We're getting into it, man. This is college versus trade. The crisis is real. College closures are accelerating. It's no longer just a trickle. It's a flood. In 2025, dozens of colleges across the U.S. and one major international player have shut down, merged, or undergone drastic administrative overhauls. For high school recruits, college athletes, and families facing life-altering decisions, this list is not just news, it's survival fuel. If your future depends on a stable program, this is the list you need to read. All right, full college closures. Here it is, Tice.
Yes.
For 2025, we're going to get into it.
Oh.
St. Andrews University. It closed May 5th, 2025 due to financial collapse under Weber International University. Limestone University shut down permanently until spring 2025 after failing to raise $6 million and facing a $12.6 million deficit. Eastern Nazarene College announced its closure, citing financial hardship and enrollment decline. That's crazy. Okay, so Fonbonne, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, forgive me, Fonbonne University closed in 2025 due to significant enrollment loss and severe financial strain. Okay, we're gonna get in this is a few more, but we're not gonna get into. I mean, it's crazy, man. Northland College, Pear College of Art, Jamestown Business College, New York Conservatory of Dramatic Arts, the King's College. I mean, Tice. What does this mean, man?
What it means is, from the perspective of colleges, that they raised tuition too fast because they knew the government would have student-backed loans that they could give the kids to come. So as long as they had those student-backed loans from the U.S. government, we can continually rise and raise tuition to go to school. But people's incomes aren't rising with the tuition. So now you got to a point where more and more people, especially this generation, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, are savvy enough to know, why would I go to that school or this college for $30,000 a year times 4 years, which is $120,000, and I'm gonna come out and don't have a job to pay off those loans, or to live a life, or to start a family, or to buy my first car, or to buy a first home, right? That is the American dream, correct? So now you have these colleges that can't stay up because their tuition is too high for people to go to school now. And this generation is getting more savvy. And they're like, I'm not going to go do that. I may go to a trade. I may go right out into the workforce. I'll do anything but to take on that debt, because I'm not guaranteed to make the money I need and have the career I need to start my family, to buy my first car, to buy my first home. So here, even where we're at in Pennsylvania, they're talking about consolidating a lot of the state schools, right? Then you're shutting down Penn State York. There's several other Penn State York campuses. They were talking about other major state universities condensing and going together because the enrollment is getting lower and lower. More people are getting smarter and smarter. But I can't blame them.
Yeah, that's real. And major trade schools, don't get me wrong, because major trade schools are closing as well. We got NTMA, Machinist Career College. You got Rosedale Technical College. You got Hillsborough Aero Academy. You have United Aviate Academy. You have Pittsburgh Technical College. And you have Job Corps centers all throughout the U.S. that are starting to close. So I believe this is a conversation that we all need to be having, though. You know what I mean? Politicians, colleges, trade schools, parents, you know what I mean? And kids. We got to have a real conversation and not, avoid having a conversation, man, because everybody's agenda is their agenda. Colleges is focused on how can we get the numbers up and enrollment again. I don't think them enrollment numbers is ever going to be huge again, Tice. This is 2025. I think that's done. You know what I mean? Because kids are like, I'm not going in debt for nobody. You know what I mean? I want to save my money. Yeah. So I don't think them numbers, the numbers we've seen from the previous years and in the past in college, I think that's a done deal.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I do too. I think if you're going to go to a 4-year school, Google is your best friend. I'm saying this to parents and I'm saying this to students. That phone that you have in your hand is your computer. And then how you search for everything else and you look at different websites. Go to Google, see what are the top majors, what are the top jobs, how do I go for it and doing that, and then make your plan to go forward. So if you're going to go to a 4-year school, you want to take a degree that's going to pay you well, that you can come out, that you can pay your loans and start a family. In terms of the trades, you've heard some of those trade schools, but typically trade schools are still a lot cheaper than going to a 4-year school. You have apprenticeships. That's what my son is going to go to. That's another thing that's free, that you can work under our master electrician or HVAC person if they offer that for apprenticeship and learn under them and come out and be debt free. So you must use your research. You must use all your resources. Parents and children, you have that phone in your hand, right? Google and research what is needed in these times right now in America and where I can succeed and I can go forward.
Yes. I'm going to read one more thing. College enrollment and student demographic statistics. Report highlights. College enrollment total 19.28 million undergraduate students nationwide in fall 2024, down 8.43% from peak enrollment in 2010, which was 21 million. Projections indicate slightly higher enrollment for fall 2025 undergraduate enrollment. It's going to be 19.57 million. 82.9% of post-secondary students are undergraduates. The remaining 17.1% are in graduate programs. 20.3% of the student population is Hispanic or Latino, up 483% since 1976. The number of female college attendees has doubled since 1976. As a share of total students, females representation has increased 22.6%. Again, female representation has increased 22.6%. Tice, these numbers are real.
Yes, they are.
You can't fabricate them.
Yes.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right?
They sure don't.
So it's like,
Yeah.
like we gotta, man, it's like the guy said, we're sounding the alarm right now. We gotta sound the alarm.
Yeah.
College versus trade, we gotta figure it out. The future of America depends on it. You know what I mean? Because capitalism, right? Our whole system is based off of consuming, right?
Yes.
Spending money,
Yes.
starting businesses, right? And being able to pour money into the economy, pay taxes and things of that nature. So it's just like, man, this is real. Those numbers is like, wow. I mean, Hispanics, women. So it's more women attending college right now than there are men.
Oh, yes. More
I didn't know
women
that.
attending college than men. More college graduates are women as well.
Why do you think it is, man?
I have a lot of different thoughts, Jay, that I want to go into. But I think, this is just me personally, I think for our men, our boys, that we have to do, when I'm saying me, American society, us as people in general, we have to get out of the thing for boys and tell them that they can go to trades, that they can do certain things and find another path to go forward and to do those things.
Yeah, because a lot of them just want to be rappers, basketball players, football players.
Because this is what they see, okay?
Yeah.
This is what they see. What I'm trying to say is this is what boys seem to be attainable and see. From a little child, you can pick up a basketball or football, run and play, right? If I see someone that looks just like me doing those things, I see it. Or if I can see it and they're in my neighborhood and I can touch it, right, then that means I can do it. But we have to expand that play. It's not just about us playing basketball or football
or entertainment
or being an entertainment, right? It is about the education. We need to follow the females and realize that it is more of a path. There's more jobs. There's more ways to attain the American dream, to build yourself up, to build your family besides just sports.
So don't colleges now have to rethink and re-strategize and come up with a, and make college more affordable, or the government put more, strategic, plans in effect so that people can, get their degree and not be in debt.
I'm glad you said that, Jay. Colleges have to rethink how they're educating the American children and the future American workforce in America. No longer the ways that was going on in the 20th century is viable now. There's no way. You have to think, if colleges are nonprofit and they're supposed to do for the will and the good of the community, well, don't treat the American public like they're for profit, like they're just cattle, like we're just a commodity because you want to build fancy universities and you want the instructors and everyone to get paid. You were supposed to be a nonprofit because you were supposed to do the good and will of the community, which means you're trying to educate or supposed to educate the people going forward to live in a great society. Well,
That's rare.
The price is too high. You're operating like a for-profit. And now people aren't getting educated, or I shouldn't say not getting educated. They're like, that route you're choosing is not good for me because I'm going to get better for myself, but I have to go in debt in order to get ahead. And then I've seen family, I've seen friends, right? Relatives that have not gotten ahead. So the other alternative could be trade schools. It could be other apprenticeships. It could be other options besides college. So that's what colleges need to do. Rethink the cost of tuition, rethink what their mission is. This is my opinion, right? Rethink what their mission is and how can we educate people. Don't rely on the government and those student loans again, right? That's hampering people. That's why you see it keeps going down less and less. Give an option for our boys, right? That mechanical aptitude, other things that they can see themselves going through, that they can see themselves doing. Hey, we need trade. I might sound like I'm pro trade, but all sides of the coin of the podcast, we trying to give you the real, right? Both sides, the pros and the cons, right? But we need more people in trades to build things, to make
That's
things.
true. That's
we
true.
know if your heat goes out in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
somebody got to be there to fix it.
That's right. That's
if
right.
your plumbing, if your toilet's backed up, somebody has to be able to fix it. If it's hot and it's 100 degrees outside and your central air goes down, somebody has to fix it.
That's right.
So we can have that balance and have that thing going forward. And I think men, boys, and women too, all can go in through the trades and we can have a better balance. And colleges need to get their stuff together.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. You gotta. Which one is more expensive right now? You know what I mean?
College.
College is definitely more expensive.
Definitely more expensive.
And people are saying though, okay, like far as automotive repair, right? They got that one school. I forget the name of the one school, man, that my son was going to go to, where he was going to work for Porsche and all this other. Man, it's called. Is it YT? What is it?
UTI. Yeah, UTI.
Yo, they're expensive.
$65,000 a year for 2 years.
Or higher.
Or higher, and that's $130,000 for 2 years. There's other alternatives that's cheaper. You always got community college with the trades that's way cheaper. You always got apprenticeships where you can start at a local union or a place that has it. Your local union for trades or construction companies or different things have that where it costs nothing.
Yeah, they should have put it. I felt like they should have put a cap on the college stuff for a long time, but they didn't put a cap on. They ain't put a cap on it, but they should have. As far as I'm
Well, because when you have government, so in the 80s, once Ronald Reagan put the things out that says we're going to have government-backed student loans. So that means everybody can go to college because it can get expensive, but you can go ahead and get a loan from the student government and pay for it. But colleges seen that and said we can raise our tuition higher and higher because the good old government is going to give everybody the money to succeed.
Wow.
But people's wages and their jobs don't grow with the way the colleges have raised the tuition. So what did they say? Well, you're not good enough for enough grants. Go ahead and get a student-backed government loan. Well, we could keep rising the cost. We can keep raising our salaries. Ooh. We are a nonprofit. We are doing the good and the will of the community. But there's some greed in place. So now what you're seeing is that fat being cut, Jay. Now what you're seeing is more and more, lack of enrollment because more and more people are getting smart and they're understanding, hey, I can't go to college. This is not working for me. This ain't going to work for me. I'm not going to do that. Right. So I'm going to look for other options. Now, besides, I don't agree with just going right into the workforce. Right?
Me neither, yeah.
Yeah. But you need some type of a skill, right, in the 21st century to go forward. And then with that, you're great. But again, what we're saying about the colleges and what they're doing, they have to change. So you have to meet the people where they're at and educate. Why in other countries that built like America, industrial countries like us, that it's free? Now, we can go into different paths, right? But they're looking at how can I get society to have more skill and educated because that means we live in a better society. People can grow and learn more and be more successful.
Yeah,
right?
and you got to be careful with saying free. Why healthcare should be free. College, I'm going to tell you why, because the people with the box of labels show up. Oh, he's a socialist. He's a liberal. He's a right wing, left wing. They start throwing them labels around. But, you know what I mean? What he's saying is the truth. We got to rethink how we do things, and we have to stop focusing on greed in America. Greed is so crazy in America. So we do have to rethink everything, people. I'm sorry. Y'all might not want to say it that way, but we got a job to do. All of us, me, you, all of us, right? We got to talk to the kids. You know, we have a nonprofit, called the York Empowerment Center, and we have the York and the Harrisburg Empowerment Center. When we bring our kids, and we're going to be educating them about the future as well, and finding out what it is they need to do. Make them take a little test, find out what their strengths and weaknesses are, because again, it takes a village to raise a child. So
yes, it does.
We got to get them prepared for the future. But the people that own these universities and these big buildings and fields and everything, man, they got to sit down and talk, man. And they got to say, you know what, we might have to take a pay cut, whatever they got to do, Tice. But most of them are like, man, I'm not taking no pay cut. They come into college, man. Shoot, they going to have to pay. I paid. Why should I have to pay and they can't pay?
Because we're in changing times right now. We're in a whole different century and a whole different way from when you grew up, from your decades, and your generations.
Speaking on that, the cost of which name in 1976 and 1980, man, it was way lower to go to college. 2025, it's like double.
Sometimes triple. I think colleges need to learn what was the original intent for you to do. What was the original intent before the money came into place, before the student-backed government loans came into place? What was the original intent? What is the original intent of a college? Is to educate. There has to be a financial way. It's easier to educate and to keep rising tuition costs. But we live in America, so I know it's all driven by money, but it has to change and it has to be a better way. Because you're not going to, in my opinion, it's not going to be sustainable.
It's not going to be sustainable, and I agree. And this is an attack on college people, so we don't need y'all out there. Man, them guys seem like they're just attacking college. We're not attacking college.
No.
You know what I mean? What we're saying is that it has to be a balance, far as the student and the university, right? Because the student is looking at it like, how much when I come out, I'm going to owe?
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, I got a girlfriend. You know what I mean? I want to have kids. I want to buy a beautiful home. And now homes done since COVID. Oh, Lord, don't get me started on houses.
A lot.
It's crazy right now.
Crazy.
I mean, a house around here, four bedroom that we went and looked at was called the Franklin. I love that house, man. It was $248,000, before COVID. After COVID, it jumped up to like $600-something. So I was like, it's crazy. So when you look at the cost of living, you looked at buying a house, raising children, and you got to pay back student loans. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's time to revisit and rethink everything. And I think...
and with credit being the way it is, because they
Yes.
said everybody is maxed out right now. It's overextended. They said majority of the people in America is overextended right now. So now you throw, credit card debt along with college debt. Lord have mercy, man. We in trouble.
Yes. Yeah, we are. And I think America needs, because we've been the leader so long, I think you need to look at other countries our size and see how they do things and be willing to make a change. But what comes that, you might not be able to make billions instead of making millions.
I think that's going to be
the thing has
yeah.
to be the difference, because we live in a capitalist society. I make this and make the lifestyle. But again, you chose higher education and you said, I'm going to go in to educate the community for the better of society. Well, it's too much. And the people are talking. And it's slower and slower. Every time more and more people are going away from it. So it's time to see how other countries do it, or to come with new methods and new ways of how to educate people and make it affordable.
I agree. So, all right, let's wrap this up, man. So what this boils down to is preparation, right? Everybody has a job to do. Let's prepare these kids for the future. Let's stop being greedy. I understand capitalism. People are like, well, you ain't going to cap me out. I get that. Ain't nobody trying to cap y'all out. Ain't nobody trying to have y'all, the colleges closing and you going from making 100,000 only making 30,000. We're not trying to do that. What we're saying is just try to find a perfect balance. That's it. That's all we do. Here at All Sides of the Coin, we want you to see all sides. Please understand this, people. This is not about us being. I don't even sign on to be liberal, Democrat, none of that stuff, man. I'm an independent thinker. I don't get down with all that crazy stuff, man. I don't believe in all that, because I believe that I want America to win, and I want the kids throughout the world to win. Period. That's it. I want the future generation to win. That's it. That's it for me. That's why I don't have an agenda. My agenda is for everybody to win. Now, of course, will everybody win? That's always slanted, right? Now, will college and trade balance out? I doubt it, because capitalism, right? But we got a job to do. Let's sit down and talk about it, try to figure out a new way. And I believe if we figure out a new way, everything's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So make sure y'all like, subscribe.
And share.
You know what I'm saying? And share. Please
Yes.
share. Like, subscribe, share. You know what I mean? Hit that subscribe button. You know what I mean? And we'll see you next time on All Sides of the Coin.